everything was acting strange on me. I had to definitely fix everything that was happening in just a moment. There we go. All right, thank you for bearing with me. Having a bit of technical difficulties today. And we're going to get all this sorted out and move forward. Copy link. Oh, I shared my stream. There we are. Delete this post real quick. All right. Alright, now that I've spammed the world with my stream, we're back. Apologies for the issues we were having, but we are going to get back to it. So, now that my pen works, my tablet was being really weird and I couldn't even do sensitivity, like I couldn't even do like how, like, brush pressure, any of that. And we need that to make the drawing look nice. So what I'm going to start off by doing is moving the light table. We're going to move that above everything. I'm going to go ahead and turn off all the colors because anything that block or distracts us is something that we got to avoid. So I avoid everything that distracts. And we need, there's one frame where it overlapped under the color, so we're going to have to make sure we turn that off. But I am going to just turn off the mouse as well, the rat. Boom. So now we just have the saddle, and we have the rat. And this is looking a little bit too hard to see through, so I'm actually going to lower the opacity on it. So we're going to click on the color. And changes to 50. And why did it go green? That's awesome. Okay, there we go. Cool. Now I can see them a little bit better. And we have our hotkeys, which is going to make our life a lot better. I appreciate you bearing with me in the beginning of that. That got a little bit crazy, I'll be honest. I kind of put some things off till last minute. I probably shouldn't have. And I usually do a full test before I go in, so lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? Lesson learned. There we go. Okay, now we make a new layer. Gonna lock this one in. And now I'm just gonna go through and lock in everything with the troll, or the little tracker troll here. And we can also do some cool stuff with his ears and everything like that, but we got him pretty much moving here. So I'm just going to move in and start drawing away. All right. Hope you're all having a wonderful day out there in Streamland. I'm going to just make his face once and duplicate that a few times, and then we can always go through and make adjustments. Add the little details that weren't on here before. I'm thinking they have like binocular vision or something. lot of things last minute before starting the stream up today. Whew. I was hauling. I thought I wasn't going to make it. Note to self, before I test everything, make sure I get the coffee ready first. Don't be doing the coffee when I got the timer counting down. I'm going to try to not slurp into the mic today. Let's see if we can do that. Let's try to set some goals. All right. Let's give this creepy little mask some more detail. Control Z is your friend. All right, welcome to the stream. How we doing today? Feel free to shoot it a like, help me out a little bit. I'm trying to grow it, you know, this is just starting. Any likes, shares, anything you can do. Big help. We're going to enjoy ourselves, I promise. But if you're not sure how it's going to go, stay with me. We're going to have a good time. If you know people that like art, game art, maybe want to know how it works, what we do behind the scenes, or what I do behind the scenes. You know. I do it a little bit different than some people probably. I probably don't do it all right, but we figure it out. Alright, I want this to look like it's kind of like... I mean, these guys don't build like, you know, nice clothes or anything. They're going to be beat up and tattered and... Alright, we wanted this creepy smile though, so we're going to get rid of some of this. I want that smile to go all the way back. I'm going to make sure we actually lock this so I don't accidentally erase things. It shouldn't be. Even though it's not anatomically correct, we're going to go ahead and make the smile like that. Alright. We all making this happen. Creepy little teeth. Nice big fangs. Awesome. Thanks for the follow, man. Or Zin. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if Zin. That's a pretty cool name, though. Zin. Thanks for the follow. Such a cool name. I've got a boring name, Aaron, but it's got 2 A's, so it's even cooler, actually. That's not that boring. I like my name. All right. Should make them drool a little bit. You probably won't see that. We could be salivating, right? Chasing the dwarfs. Probably wouldn't even sound like that, actually. Probably like, hey, like a dwarfs. Cracked. Well, I did have some really cool notifications or alerts pre-made, and for some reason, Streamlabs isn't working with me today. I gotta dive into it a little bit more. Probably should have did that earlier in the week. I've been really diving into some programming stuff throughout the week and saving the art for the stream. So, but I gotta do some work on the side there. Get this all going right. I have a sick guitar riff that's supposed to play and an animation of Enoch. Like, I don't know why none of that's working right now. It all worked when I tested it, and now it's not. But thus is life, right? Not everything works perfect the first time. We'll get it going though. Okay. I am liking Satracatro's face. Precision mode. Give him a little bit more of a jaw. Very good. Alright, this creepy little guy's head is good. I'm just going to copy it. Make another layer. Paste it, get it out of the way. Well, okay. And we'll go back and keep working on this guy. Now I like to focus on the anatomy a little bit more. I like to make sure everything is where it needs to be. So we got the head here. It's going to come down to the neck. So his trap should be up a little bit higher, and then see, his shoulder could stay probably about here. I think I'm showing too much of his back in this angle though. I feel like it looks odd. So we'll fix that. I think we were going to give him a spear. He's going to be chucking spears while he's on there. I think that's a good move. Make him a little spear chucker. Or maybe he tries to prod. I think you could try prodding if you get too close to Enoch when he's chasing. Because these guys are going to run into a lot when you're riding your war pig. So Enoch's the main character, dwarf, if you don't know already. And you ride a war pig, a battle pig, sometimes. And there's like these chase sequences, and that's where these guys are. So you'll run into them here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make the spear real quick. It's going to be a single thing. Be easy. Let's draw a spear. Let's give him a... zoom in a little bit. These lines were getting awfully thick. Thick with two C's, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Look jagged and gross. Like, probably gonna get tetanus if you get hit by that spearhead. Oh, Christmas spear. Oh, Christmas spear. Let's fix that. I just like it to look as jagged and gnarly as possible. line is so thick. Alright, it's okay. We're just gonna too thick. Zoom in just a hair. Just gonna color this one in a little bit just because that line was so thick. I'm gonna go ahead and just fix it by coloring. I'm pressing shift because it makes it go straight. Alright, cool. Alrighty. We are going. It's pretty good for right now. At least the placeholder, we can always replace it. The best part is we don't have to animate this too much. We can make it bigger. Might be too big. And we just basically add a frame for each one of these. Each one of the frames of movement. Oh, not that many. And I like to manipulate it and then copy the previous frame, and then I'll paste in place, and then I'll move it from that position, because I feel like it gives me a better point of reference as I'm going through. But we'll move this center point like roughly like right here. And now we have something to work from as far as like where his hand is and the weight. Cool. I'm gonna put it under this. Alright, back in action. So these guys probably have smaller hands, but it looks bigger because it's closer to the camera, technically. So we're playing with a little bit of perspective. Alright, we got these gloves. I think all creatures in RPGs have like these weird little tattered gloves. Is that? That's 100. Good. I don't know why. Sometimes there's this weird effect that happens, and I'm staring at the black, and it looks like almost grayish. It's super weird. I don't know if it's my eyes or what. But sometimes, like, compared to these other colors, it just doesn't look like a full black. Now, these lines don't have to be perfect. Unless it was going to be on a poster. You know, because it's going to be, like, that big. So, you know, you kind of just work through it. Sometimes CS5 likes to do that. It likes to delete your lines. Makes it awfully aggravating. I used to think it was because I had an older computer. Like, I was like, oh, man, this computer's garbage. But, like, I got a good computer now, so there's no excuse, Flash. You have no excuse anymore. I just picture it trying to talk back like, oh, buy the new version. You know, because it's so old. And I'm like, nah. Nope. No way. Alright. Got powered through with some coffee today. Alright. I feel like this could just come down a hair. Just seems too forced. Okay. His chest. Alright. Is this a little bit odd looking? The key is just how does it look as a whole, you know? Like during the animation. Each frame doesn't have to be a perfect masterpiece, but it helps if they're... I really like, personally, all my line art to be like really clean if I can. But a lot of times you won't even notice some of it. And some of it you'll notice indirectly. And you'll be like, something's off, you know? But you won't actually know what it is. And I just try to avoid all of that altogether by making sure my line art's pretty good. If I can. Or at least as good as I can do. There's some people out there, man, they can just... Their lines are amazing. And it's like you wouldn't even knew that was kind of a thing, but like they're just like perfect at dropping their lines. Like they don't look sketchy or anything. My lines a lot of times look sketchy, and that's something I've been trying to work on. You know? Because like you can determine the decisiveness of the artist. Or like I'm very indecisive as an artist. Like when I'm drawing, I'm like not sold on anything I'm working on. I'm just like, I keep working on it, but eventually I figure it out. It probably takes me like a couple extra steps. See, like this? Yeah, good. Let's try doing this again. There we go. Yeah, he's got a butt flap. Alright, we gotta get his Nikes right. His troll footwear. You know what they hand out to all the trolls? Make sure they can chase down the good guys. So we're just tuning in. We're basically just going through cleaning up some of the previous work that we've done. This is like a part 3, technically a part 4, but I call it part 3 because we had actually lost our first file we'd worked on. So I had to redo it, but... All right. Welcome, Matthew. Matthias. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the party we're having today. All right. Go. It's time to clean it up here. So his hand's up here, way up here. But like, where you actually have, now we have a good reference as to where the saddle will be. Let's see. I'm actually going to turn the rat back on for a minute. Saddle. Those are skull references. You turn on the rat. Alright. Now I'll just show y'all, people that haven't been here before. Let's see what we're working on. That doesn't really help, actually. Like at all. There we go. So we have a running rat. I call it the wolf rat. Okay, so we have the wolf rat. We have the tracker troll. Got a little flag. Probably not sold on the flag yet. It's going to probably have to be redone. I actually can't talk today. I found a really cool way to make a flag using our tools. So we'll do that one later. Maybe not today, though. Or maybe I'll just do it off stream and then surprise y'all with it because, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it right now. It's actually bothering me. So that's what you go through. There we go. We can actually see this a lot better. I'm glad I fixed that. All right, so right now we're just going through and actually cleaning up him. And he has got his hand on this. So we're just going to have it like turned probably actually. So if this is here, his hand is gripping on this like saddle thing. Probably could see his elbow. And we're going to pretend those spikes aren't there because, you know, their own spikes don't hurt them. That's why enemies can have like giant spikes on their shoulders and put their hands over their head and they don't die because the spikes don't impale their head in video games. The key is to not really care that much about what's real versus what's make-believe, because if you get too caught up on making things look real, it ends up not looking as fun. I'll be honest. All right, I feel pretty good about that. Next frame. I'm going to just copy that. And now we can move it. Looks like our head turned a little bit. Did we tilt the head? I don't remember doing that. I think I might have tilted the whole body. But you're coming up, so we're going to make his ears. His ears are going to drag a little bit, actually. And then we're also going to make this part here fall. So we're still going to animate the head, but we have a good point of reference now. We can turn on onion skinning. We can see where it was. This gets a little chaotic to see. I'm going to move. I'm actually going to move this a little bit closer just so I can toggle it if I need to. Still have the light table on over it. So I can just turn it off when I need to see just the work, just the new work, you know what I mean? All right, cool. All right. So it's down here. And even though it's a pretty big jump, which would probably pull it down a little bit faster, but I feel like it wouldn't allow your eye to catch it properly if I'm trying to animate it versus recording it with like a camera. so we're going to fake a little bit of it. The ear's going to have to come down too. His ear's down here, so we're going to just redraw this whole thing. So his ears really coming down. All right. Just gonna send something I forgot. Alrighty. Alright. Now we're just going to start drawing this a little bit more. Alright, cool. So that's bending down. And we're going to turn this back on so we can see the rest of it. And we're going to turn off onion skinning. And we keep working this here. And I want to see where we have the spear now. Copy it. Paste the frame. So what's cool is I have two ways of copying. I can copy a frame, or I can actually do like Control C, which will copy a piece, and I'll have those both saved separately. So now if I wanted to come over to this frame, this new frame, I'll make a new frame right here, and I hit, you know, Control V to paste. I still have the head selected. So right now I have the head selected here, so I can automatically just paste the head in. But then if I come down here and then I paste the frame, I can paste the spear as well. So now I've got two things that I'm, you know, they're kind of like main copy paste things. That's the terminology that the pros use. Oh. Now I haven't gotten my camera fully fixed, so if it goes black, it's still gonna happen, which it did. And now it's not turning back on automatically. I don't know why it's doing this to me though. I've actually looked it up. I've tried to figure it out, and I don't know why my GoPro does that. It's frustrating, mate. Very frustrating. But drink up, because that's the game we play. So if you have a nice frosty beverage, or even if you're just drinking some water, get hydrated, because that's the drinking game we play on here. If it goes out, take a drink, and I'll take a sip of my coffee. Actually, fresh out of bourbon. If I had bourbon, I would be giving that a little sip right now too. That'd be good. All right. Now we're going to focus on him again. We've got the spear coming with, but it's got some weight to it. We have to keep that in mind as we're working on the animation. So his arm is stretching a little bit from the weight of the spear. It's slightly pointing down towards the spearhead, which is the heaviest part of the spear. So I like to try to keep all these things in mind. I'll probably even tilt it more because it's coming up, and it's pivoting on its center of gravity, which currently is where your hand is. I wouldn't say it's its center of gravity, but it's its axis. Lock it back up, zoom back in, and we just keep working through. And this is all just about locking in details we kind of already figured out, but also adding those little details that we didn't add before. So we're kind of doing a little bit of everything here. You know, it's a little bit of a beautification, but it's also a bit of a locking in point in time. Thanks, man. What's up, Jen? How you been, pal? Cool. And I try to maintain some consistency between like things that are like nipped out like that. Try to follow where this is gonna be. Ish. Just making sure that those things are all there, even if they're not exact. Your eye catches those things, those little details. Cool. Probably see a little bit more of the shoulder blade-ish area. Ribs. Come up. His neck is coming forward a little bit. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on that. And I'm actually going to turn this off just for and turn. Okay. It gets a little bit complicated once you start having a lot of different layers working, because you got stuff underneath. I got the light table there. I could technically do another light table that would be making the underneath layers that are beyond the layer that I'm actually really working on even lighter. I might actually do that just to make my life a little bit easier. I'm going to copy this if I can. Oh yeah, that's one thing I really wish they would do. I just copy the layer. I'll make a new layer. Paste the frame. It's underneath, so now it's even lighter. And I can actually adjust this even more. Make it even more opaque. So we'll go at like 80. There we go. Now it's extremely light and we can actually see what we're working on. Which, I don't know. I think it's crucial. See what you're working on. Make sure we pin this back to 100. And I don't understand. There we go. I don't understand why it selects things it shouldn't be selecting when it does that, but it's all good. It's all good. Also got to make sure that these, that I lock it before I erase. Because that is one of the things about Flash. It will erase every layer. All right. Here we go. Turn this back on. So his chest is kind of down. And it's going to be pushed into the saddle. So we've got kind of a real full-on side view of him here. And And we could probably, since he's down like this, I think we can actually arch him a little bit more on this part of his back. Like maybe like this. So he's a little bit more hunchy. How's that look versus? Nah. We'll just maintain what we had. I don't want to mess with things too much. You mess with things too much and you got to go through and reanimate all of it. And I'm just like not trying to do that. Let's go ahead and just lock in our details. It's like sometimes I have to yell at myself because I will keep working and keep tweaking things forever. You can see a little bit of the other shoulder blade. Spine-ish. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just has to kind of tell you a tale. This guy hasn't eaten much. He's hungry. Where's all of his food gone? Perhaps the Troll King ate it all. I really liked what I did here, so I'm going to just copy it. Because it doesn't actually change that much. And it's all about making your life a little bit easier. Wait, did I lock this? Oops. There we go. Just copy the foot. And I'm losing that head I copied, but it's okay. We'll just copy the head again later. It's fine. And I just, like, as good as that was, it's a lot easier to just do this guy and then just go, and even just tweak it a little bit. Also shows you some of the size issues you were running into that you didn't even know. His leg got skinnier. I didn't catch that before. Yeah, this part's definitely not the most exciting part of the animating process. I feel like my favorite part is like concepting the animation or conceptualizing the animation. You know, it's like, how do you want it to look? How's it all working? How's it all moving? And it's very rough and just gritty, but you make the most progress. But this part is what just, I guess this is the finalization of it, which just really brings it all to a, alright. Oh, good thing. Look at that. I was thinking ahead. Hey, past Aaron saved future Aaron. That. I might go ahead and keep doing that then. We got this one where it needs to be. Boom. But it's, remember, the ears were down. They're going to slowly come up. And the That little leather piece on the hat, or his helmet thing, is going to be down even lower than it was before. So we have to keep an eye on all these things. All of these bloody things, yeah. Alright. But he's also moving forward, so we can remember that. But I'll just a little more forward like this. Maybe like, whoop, like that. Just like a little. And then his ear is just going to be a little bit lower, because it's just going to be coming back up. How about we'll go through and we just animate the head. That's what we'll do. Since we're adding some little animations, we'll just go through, get the head right. And then we'll work on everything else. Oops. Just add all these frames in. Put them where they gotta go. And actually, I can delete this one, copy this one. And this way we can do whoa. There we go. Selected the wrong layer. Then we can just we'll just work on the head, and then we'll keep doing the previous one and put that on the next frame. And it's just it's easier to work from. So see, we can already see that the ear needs to catch up. May have just added a little bite mark into the ear. I don't know if that was in there before. It wasn't. It's not super noticeable. All right. So now he's coming forward, but the rat is kind of going down a little bit. This act of coming forward is going to push this back just a hair. I could see this one. I could just make it just a little bit like this. Like that. Alright, previous frame. We're going to copy it. Move on down. We're going to paste in place. And it's cool. What I also like about it too is like you literally can see, okay, so now we know it's going down. Like we literally have to move it ourselves. And because we're doing that, it almost helps us feel what needs to happen, like in reaction to that. So I know that the ear is going to be up just a hair, because he's got a little bit of movement to him. That was a bit much what I was going to do there. Just a little bit of movement. Drag. I'll do a little bit of... And then Alright. It's going to come up a little bit. And when the movements are bigger, that's when we're going to do the larger jumps. Like when he's coming down at some point. Like here's a big one. This is a really big one. So he's going to be all the way down here. You don't even see it because I actually turned off that one. Because when I copied, I actually got to do a better job of blending between this one and this one. So I'm going to do a frame for that. And this is the way we do it. But we're going to do the faces fast because this is how we do it. Alright, cool. And that looking pretty good. Oh, that drool's not really moving, so we can always come back and fix that drool if we want. Probably getting a little carried away with the little details because, I mean, maybe not. Because I think if I'm doing it like this, I can actually do some really cool zoom work when you first see the tracker trolls. I'm going to have the camera like zoom in and maybe do like a stop frame. Because every time we introduce a new character in the game, I want to almost introduce them as like in a heist movie, you know, where they're like running and then all of a sudden it like freezes and then it says like their name, like in a heist. So I think it'll do that for like bosses and like main event things like tracker trolls maybe. I don't know. But we can do some cool things with the camera in game, and then we can see the details that we can't see in normal gameplay. You know, I try to make these as high res as I can. And what's cool is this is all done with vectors, so I can resize it as big as I need to. So I can even do swaps where I have like a like a larger non-pixelated, you know, not as pixelated version. Because when I export these out as PNGs, they can get a little bit pixely, not super pixely, but. So he's here, boom, down. I might actually I could probably drag his head a little bit more than this. I'm going to drag his head a little bit more. Because like there he doesn't look like he has a neck. You know? He's coming forward. It's got an arc. We'll actually be able to see his neck here, I think. I think it's a good idea. Tilt this head up. Maybe a little more forward. There we go. We can actually see his neck that he has. Turn this off. Actually, turn it back on. I need the shoulders for reference. Just to know like where I should put the neck. Okay. Probably say clavicle. Clavicle. Wonder who named all these things. Clavicle. That specific bone we are going to call the clavicle. Oh, it was named by Dr. Clavicle. Just kidding. You know, I think this is a bit harsh too. We're seeing too much. Let me fix this. I just think it's too harsh. Let's go to 75. And not green. I don't know why it always does that. Or red. Is that 75? Perfect. Cool. Because I just felt like that was too. I could just see too much of it. Didn't help. Doesn't help that much, but maybe I'll try. Let's try 80. No. This is not working with me today. I don't know why. I always have trouble with this part, actually. I don't know why. It makes me select something I wasn't trying to select, though. Alright, we got the... And I think we are in business. Lock that down. There we go. I was just so tired of seeing the background too much. I was seeing too much of our previous troll and not enough of our current guy. Why are you doing this? Alright, I think I just got to do it with the mouse because I think it's picking up my... I've never had this. I only have this problem on stream, honestly. I swear to God, I've never had that issue. That's so weird. And it just likes to delete chunks of ear. There we go. Alright, so he's coming down a little bit. We could actually probably pull his ear up a hair. And we can do it the lazy way. Which is just... And not really exactly what I want, so... Because the tip's going to be flinging back a little bit more. Maybe. We'll see how that ends up coming out with the animation. Thanks for the like there, Bryce. Oh yeah, the ear's working. Cool. Little coffee break. You know, they say coffee at 7:30. It's really good for your sleep cycle. Always. But I figure if I'm going to be working this late, which I always do, pretty much always work like pretty late. I would consider this late. But I mean, if I'm going to game after, you know, I gotta have energy. All right, I'm getting carried away with this. Let's go to the next one. Did we copy this now? So we're going to copy the head again because, you know, it's about making your life easier, making things go a little bit quicker, because why keep redrawing the same thing when you know you're literally going to be just copying the exact same thing, and then the things we're changing, but so we don't have a frame here because we need it in between these two. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this again. We're gonna get this frame situated, and then we're gonna create a frame. See, this actually works because I think I did something with the body in this last one, so his eyes are down, and we wanted to keep his eyes on what he's chasing, so like the whole time. So this works out even better. Even better. We are finding things that we need to fix. It's beautiful. Okay, so we're actually going to give him a neck. Because for some reason, I like to draw a lot of guys. I like to draw them without necks. I don't know why I do that. I like forget they have necks, and then I'm on to the next thing. Sorry. Really bad pun. Couldn't resist myself, though. Alright, we got some foreshortening happening, making his arm look odd and swelled and weird, but it will work, I promise. Yeah. Okay. So here I feel like we would see just a little bit less of the back than we were previously. I kind of drew it really... Whoa. Oh no. And that, boys and girls, is what happens when Flash randomly crashes on you. Awesome. Well, you get to experience that with me. And my blood pressure going through the roof. I absolutely hate that. Oh my God. Save and save often, boys and girls. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, you get a little bit of curtain. You want to get behind the scenes. You want to see that. That's what happens. So frustrating. Okay, we lost all of that. That's great. What the hell, Flash? Like, Adobe can literally... Oh, my God. All right. We're just going to roll with it. This is awesome. I cannot believe that just happened. You know, you think when you get a new computer, right? Like, you think you're going to have everything that you've ever ran into before is going to be fine. And apparently, that's not. And that's freaking shitty. This is really shitty. Okay. I'm gonna speed through this now. Because this is just ridiculous that I have to go back through. And I need to remember to save. So if it seems like it's a while and I'm just talking and drawing, I'm gonna need somebody to be like, yo, Aaron, get your shit together. Save your damn file, because Flash sucks monkey dong. Because it really does. Like, seriously, Flash, you suck. Are you kidding me? It's running on a really good computer, but it's CS5. It's old. Alright, we're going to cram through this. I'm going to fix... Oh, I was so artisan when I did it before. I was just like, oh, the lines were so perfect. But we will push through. We shall persevere. And my camera's going to turn off on me. And it's going to test my patience. Take a drink. I need one. I'll tell you that. I'm going to need a drink after all this. Holy cow. Everything is going wrong today. It's only the 25th, so it's not Friday the 13th. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. It's okay. Just got to roll with it. If I can teach you anything, it's that life happens. Shit sucks, and shit's going to happen to you. And you got to freaking roll with the punches. And you'll come out on top eventually. Gonna get some speed drawing going here a little bit just so we can get caught back up to where we were. I think that being a little bit pointier is nice. Okay. Well, I think it's neat that you guys can see this stuff happen, because usually my anxiety went through the roof for you. Tell me about it. Like, seriously, oh my God. Yep. We're just gonna do it though. Like, you know what I mean? This is part of it. Usually no one's here when this happens, and I can just swear at the top of my lungs. But we're okay, you know? We still got, you know, what's really affected. I mean, granted, it sucked losing that time, but I think it's good for you guys to see that this happens, you know? This is what happens when you're working on stuff with tech. I mean, it probably happens to me a lot more than other people, because I'm a buffoon and I forget to save things. But we're getting it figured out. My anxiety went to the roof. Definitely went up a little bit. Okay, so we're coming up. We're just gonna. We know what we already decided, so that's the good thing too. We already made the decisions, which is the hardest part. We're literally going through and just kind of drawing it in. All right. like that creepy smile, but I really kind of like his mask doing this too. So we're gonna go with it. We're gonna do that this time. That was the purpose. That was why we lost that previous file. I'm just gonna meticulously save every so often now. So paranoid. So paranoid. But you know, if everything was too easy, you know, like everybody would just do it. You know, like how do you react to this kind of stuff? You know, I think that says a lot about somebody. What are you gonna do with it? You know, computer wants to test you. You're just gonna give up. You're gonna call it quits, or you're gonna get back in there. I say we get back in there, and I say we draw it even better, and we laugh at the stupid computer for screwing us up. I don't even want to blame the computer. The computer's fine. Adobe Flash, on the other hand, you're a maniacal piece of software. You're lucky I need you. But all right. Okay. Nope. All right, not terrible. All right. Definitely a bit frustrating. And I'm sorry for you guys because you guys got to watch me go through this again. But hope you're still all enjoying yourselves, watching me do the exact same thing I just did before. But if you weren't here before, haha, now you didn't miss a thing. There are silver linings everywhere. I'm going to add these two little holes for where these goggles maybe attach. Okay. Alright, cool. There we go. Eyes are up, looking at the target, always. So maybe he's looking down just a hair because the rat's coming up, right? Boom. Forward. that changed where we're going to bring him forward a little bit, but we're going to have his head up because we want to actually see that he has a neck because there's a slight delay on the head following through. And because we have this part on, this is actually where the in-between was that I was talking about. It needs a little bit of work, but we'll just put the head there for now. Head's here. Looking at Enoch. Probably up a little bit more. Maybe lower, but just more ahead. And we've already got this frame. Because they loop, so when they loop, I like to have the first frame and the end frame actually be the same. And because I'm animating on 2s, you can just do 1 and 1. Perfect. So we have a little bit of hiccuping happening. I just like to make sure that the head has, so there it's coming back. Bring it out a little bit. So, forward, forward. He's coming down, but he's going to tilt his head just a hair. All right. Cool, he's coming back now. His head's going to drag a little bit. Head's going to probably tilt up a little bit. Keeping an eye on the target. Settling in. Head up a little bit more. His head comes back down to reset. There we go. See how it's like, it's flowing in a nice circular sort of pattern. I mean, it's oval, but still. We got curves. We got curves. We got our arcs happening. Boom. Everything moves in arcs. All right. Cool. Now we can go through and animate all those little things we were working on. But what we're going to do is we're going to save it. Save and save often. And it gives us time for a coffee break, so that's cool. Yeah. All right. Well, if you're new here, feel free to follow the page. I have Archaic Logic on Facebook, also on YouTube if you're there. Doing it live right now on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So you can like the page, shoot the video a like, gets it out to more people. If you want to share it, that's also very much appreciated because I'm very new to this and I haven't actually started paying for advertising yet, which I will eventually. But every little bit of organic reach I can get is greatly appreciated. All right, let's get back in here. Animate the ear. It's coming up. Ear's going to be down a little bit. We'll cheat this just a hair. We don't need to do as much as we did before. We'll cheat just a little bit. Next one. Ear's coming back. We'll animate this one being down a hair a little bit more. Ear's coming down. Let's get in there. Flash has likes to make your lines thicker the further away you are. Oh, thank you for the follow. Alright, we got the ear. Down. That's actually pretty good because it's kind of coming back up. I would say his ear goes up even more, just a hair. I like saying that, just a hair. Crazy details. Yeah. I put a little bit more love into the characters I'm like really into also. Like this one I super like. Like I really like the concept of him. And you're actually going to see these guys in a lot of different capacities actually. They're used, I try to utilize all my characters as much as I can depending on what they are. You know, what's actually funny is like you have your boss characters, right? And like the boss villains, sort of the guys you fight. And they're actually probably the least used characters in the game. They're like up there with like the least used. The characters you run into more: goblins, trolls, orcs. These little guys, which are tracker trolls. And you're actually going to see them a lot more. So if you're going to see them a lot more, I feel like they deserve a little bit more love. Even though I want to put all the love into a boss, you know, make a boss look so sick. I mean, I'm going to. But these guys, you're actually going to see a ton. You know, like they don't just ride the trolls or the wolf rat. I mean, but there's also like these giant, like massive trolls and stuff. Like you have all different types of trollish creatures. Get these ears right. Like I have this one creature, he's massive. It's like a giant gorilla looking guy thing, and it's got these two cannons on either shoulder. And these little guys are like, man, they're like loading up the cannon. They're like reloading the cannon. So it was like basically looks like a deck across the back of this gorilla creature that just can hold these giant cannons on its shoulders. And then these little guys are just reloading the cannons. So if you can shoot them off the cannon, they can't. Then it can't shoot the cannons at you. So, but there's like just lots of little ways that these guys interact with you. Plus, I've just enjoyed doing this with y'all. It's pretty cool. It actually makes me do a little bit more with the animations than I probably would if I was on my own. Just to show off a little bit, you know, show you some cool stuff. It's too sharp. I'm actually going to copy this here verbatim. Oops. Ooh, we got the thunder rolling in. Think so. It's either that or my neighbors are home. Boom. Oh. Take a drink. Do you have boss photos you can share? Not on here directly. I can put that. They're on the page actually. I mean, you saw there's, well, it's not technically a boss because I'm actually going to be updating him, but I did post the electric boss on the Facebook page. But yeah, drink up if you're. I don't know why my camera likes to do this. It looks like it's freaking out, turning off. We're getting drunk tonight. I'm just kidding. My camera is on another level right now, and I don't know why. I've literally tried looking this up, man. I don't know what to do to fix it, but we're having fun with it. Yeah, man. If you're just, if you're new to the stream, whenever my camera turns off, we turn it into a little fun game. So when my camera turns off, you get to take a nice little drink, right? If you're just drinking water, that's cool. Get hydrated. We're having some fun. At least we were able to turn that into something fun because I don't know what's going on with it, so screw it. It's a fun little drinking game. Once I figure that out, it'll be a good thing, and then maybe I'll have to just make up a little algorithm that just makes a random pop-up time for us to have our little drinking challenge. That might have to be a part of our Friday streams. All right, ears coming down. You're at the lowest point here, I think. Not lowest point here. Lowest point is here. You're coming down, so your ears are really going to be flapping in this one. All right. Zoom back in. Raise the ear. I'll really sell this one being flapping in the breeze. Might be too much, but we'll figure it out once we see it moving. Sometimes you don't even notice these little frames and they just look broken. This is going to be settling. Wait. Stream. Okay, this one. So we can go even a little bit lower with this. Since we're kind of making a little bit more of a jump. Because it's going to be back here. Alright, so this one is going to be settling the ear a little bit more. So we look at the previous frame and we kind of just, actually I'll put on onion skinning so we can see both. And we can try to do like an in-between of that. Let's save again. I'm so paranoid now. I can't believe that happened on stream, but I mean, it's kind of cool because it's happened to me so many times because Flash has got some issues. Like, this is CS5, so it's an older version. You know, like you can have, like Adobe Animate, I'm sure is great, but I'm sure it does have its bugs. You know, it's doing a lot of things, so I get it. But this is definitely, it's an older version, so it's going to have its issues. In fact, the only way I could get it is I had to go directly to Adobe because I have a license for it, and I had to get a special link to download it because you can't even get it now. But I owned a license for it, but my new computer doesn't have a disk drive, so in order to download it, I had to give me a special link. Alright, I think this is looking like it should a little bit. Let's back off a little bit and take a look. I think we made that 1 year a little too crazy. That's what it's looking like. It's just such a big area to cross. So I think we'll fix that 1 year. Because I think this one's good. This one's just way too much. Also, I feel like from here, like this part here is a little bit like more firm, so I feel like it wouldn't bend as much. And sometimes less is more with animation. You know, you can definitely over animate something. Let's try to avoid doing that. Alright, the previous is right here, so it shouldn't even be that big. It should be like, let's see one of these. Just go real simple. And zoom in. I hate that it does that. It makes my line so fat when I'm far away from it. Alright, let's erase. Let's clean this back up. Down. That's what she said. Hey-o. That's a little bit nicer. It's probably still a bit much. And I probably could be doing better off with like a up and down versus a like kind of wrapping around behind him. But I feel like when the air is coming at him, it's coming up this way and then going around his head. So it's almost like it's gonna push his ears back behind his head. But no idea. Anybody with big ears in the chat and that know better? Any sprinters with giant ears? Back, boom. Then coming down. Ooh, we got the thunder and lightning rolling in. I wonder if we're going to be able to hear that soon. I already heard a little bit. Alright, it's still too much. Let's just lighten it up a little. You know what? Let's just lighten it up just a lot more. Maybe not by getting rid of the whole frame. There we go. Alright. It's all iteration. What creature now? Oh god. Stupid freaking camera. Why are you doing this? Alright, does anybody know anybody that runs GoPro? Because I have a complaint. Time to drink up. So this is the tracker troll. And we're just cleaning it up. We're going through and we're just cleaning them up. Because what we had before was rough. Yeah, I know. Camera's getting you guys drunk tonight. 3 of them. I mean, it should probably be more if it's a full-on turn-off, which it did. I had to physically turn it back on, and I don't know why. I swear I turned off. Maybe something got reset on it, and maybe... If it turns off again, I swear. Nope, it's still going. She just beeped at me. I'm not entirely sure why it's doing all these things. It's haunted. Alright. There we go. I like that better. Alright, cool. Let's move on from these ears. Alright, so this is going to be coming down more. I keep wanting to make it look like that, but it's not how it looks. It's kind of like straight across. There we go. Alright. Down. More down. And it's about to swing back because the... Oops. So look at that. I see... Last time I drew it, I didn't make it look like that, and then I was like correcting myself, and then this time I went through. And then I did it the other way. Oh my god. Alright. Boom, boom. And max height. So it's kind of easing into its point of highest. Gravity's kind of pulling it straight down now. So it's at pretty much its point of almost being straight down. So that's straight as a reference. It's going to be almost there. I'd probably put it like this. It's almost there. Come on, Flash. What you doing to me today with these lines? It's too thick. You know, we like it thick, just not the lines. All right. Okay, the next one. This shouldn't be this much. And you know what? I like the bend in it though. But so we're just gonna cheat just a little bit. Straighten out. Shrink it. That's what she said. That's what I said. I like them thick. So stupid. That's with 2 C's. Alright. Let's back it up a little bit. Alright, so we got the first part happening pretty good, but then it like obviously kicks back a little strange. That's good. This one's gonna be, we're gonna like really kick it up. Let's kick it up a notch there. Oh, and we're off again, aren't we? We're not off. It's beeping at me. Why is it beeping at me? I think we went with what? The name of the camera's Karen now? Is that what it is? Cameron? No, I'm just kidding. Karen. Karen is the name of the camera. Listen, Karen. I need you to work with me. It turned off. Did it? It didn't look like it did. I went to go turn it back on, but it was already on. Karen was the name. Is charge low? No. It's plugged in. It's got its own power source. It's not the issue. I don't know why. I really don't know why, and it's like frustrating. Karen is the GPS. What? Is that the name of your GPS? Oh, the voice on the GPS? That's not what I named mine. Forgot what I named mine. This might be a bit much actually, because he's still up. All right, its lowest point. Karen might be Karen. I can't remember what I named my GPS. I haven't used it in so long. I haven't used my GPS in so long, actually. I haven't had to travel too far recently. It's been pretty much in the same area. You know? A lot of game dev, not a lot of travel. Keeping it simple. Just trying to accomplish goals here. Alright, let's really bring this up now. Okay, and then so now we know that, so we come back to the first frame where we have it all here. Now the first frame can actually get adjusted because we've lived through the movement. We've already worked our way through, so we know that that's not accurate. So we can actually look at the previous one. We can have it start coming back down, actually. So because we've learned these lines are too, I've got it on the thinnest setting. I don't know what I gotta do. What do I gotta do here, huh? Huh? What's going on? What's going on, Flash? We're gonna go down to the smallest setting because you're driving me crazy today. All right. Well, we need to come back down a little bit more, so let's undo that. Start coming down more. Like that. Okay. That next frame shouldn't be so straight down. We'll just come back and adjust it a little bit. We'll take this frame, copy it, we'll paste it, come back to this one. There we go. Now let's look at that. Yeah. I feel like maybe it wouldn't come down as much as it is. That could be our issue. I kind of see a little bit of an issue. It should kind of stay back. Maybe instead of coming all the way straight down like it is, we'll keep it back a little bit, but we'll have it kind of like... I've looked at that, actually. There was a thing talking about the firm. It says, let's see, Karen might need an update. Karen's my camera, if you don't know. I tried to see about updating the firmware. Thanks for the like. Devin, how you doing, pal? It's been a long time. But yeah, so basically I looked into updating the firmware and I couldn't really figure out how to do it, so I didn't do it. So that's basically where we're at. I bet you if I update it, you're probably right. And I think I started to do it one day and then I couldn't figure it out, and thanks for the like, Matt. Now you as soon as you saw it, you're like, oh man, I gotta get up there. I got that fixed. So originally I'd actually updated the like for the alerts. I had it. Wait till you see what I got, man. Ugh. I did an animation for Enoch. I had the animation for Enoch running, and then I have a badass guitar solo thing that plays, and it's so sick. And I was trying to set it up before the stream went live. Obviously, I put everything off till the last minute, like I shouldn't. But anyways, we're stuck with the default. Not everybody wants to like it. Feel free to like it. Subscribe. Give a big old, what does Madeline say? My niece has the cutest way to say the YouTube outros. Give me a big thumbs up, she says. All right. All right, we're just fixing our past mistakes here because we thought that it should be pulling down, but then once we were kind of going, we're like, you know what? It's not like you're just going up and down. You're also being pulled, and air is going to be pulling these things because they're light. And it looks odd that it's coming all the way straight down. So, why did it just gave him a beard? See, these are some of the issues you deal with when you're working with Flash. You guys can see why I'm like losing my mind a little bit. Trying to keep all your marbles, but it's not making it easy. It just does random things in the workaround. Maybe it's like turning a little bit. Cool. I like that better. There we go. Cool. Moving on. Now we can stop animating that stupid strap. I'm sure that was just great content. You guys were invigorated by it. Pretty stoked for the game, man. I remember you telling me about it. Back at the bistro. Dude, thank you, man. Dude, it's come a long way. I've been carrying this thing for some time, I'll tell you that. But I've had to learn a lot. It's been a grind. It's been a hustle. But I've enjoyed the journey. I've got to meet a lot of cool people along the way, like yourself, my man. So I'm happy to finally bring everybody along for the ride instead of just being like, hey, look at this thing I made. It's on my phone. There it is. Like, that's what it was like before. So now I can actually, you guys can all join me in my crazy adventures while, my programs like to crash or they like to destroy my file. We've had a fun little journey so far through all the tribulations of game development. The things I deal with day to day. All right, let's go back to the first frame. Let's get these legs going. We're going to start cruising along here because we got to catch back up. And I can't wait to show you guys the game. Oh my god. If I can get past this certain part, I'm trying to do some code right now that's it's a bit intense. It's the axe chain mechanic. And it's just not a pretty thing to show off. So otherwise I would totally stream it. It's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of just fixing things and adjusting numbers, and it's actually extremely boring, and it's hard to finish. But I know that once it's done, oh my god, it's gonna be so epic. And then once I have that done, I'll actually be able to show you guys some of the game. You'll be able to see some levels and everything. Because I've done so much more than just this kind of animation and stuff like that. I've implemented so many things, but it's been built up and stripped down, and right now it's in this test level area where I basically take out all the beautification. I take away all the art. I put it in an area where it's very simple, and the reason is so that I could just focus on the programming part. I could just focus on, is it working the way it needs to be working? Because what I'm working on right now is actually chain physics, and I tried to figure out a good way to run chain physics, which is just how does the chain actually move? So Enoch's axe chain, how does that move in space and relative to him? And I did Verlet integration, which is basically calculating each point on a chain in space and applying gravity. Those are his toes. Are those supposed to be my toes? Maybe. They were inspired somewhere, Dad. So Verlet integration calculates each point in space, basically applying velocity and gravity to each point, and basically pulling itself back to the point so that you can actually act like a chain. So his chain physics actually act like a real chain. And, there were easier ways he could have probably done it and it would have looked okay. But that's not what I was going for, because this chain actually has a lot of things you're going to be able to do as far as gameplay goes. So you're going to be able to grapple enemies with it. You're going to be able to swing. You can grapple an enemy that's flying and you'll be able to swing like from flying enemies like to and fro, and it's going to be really cool. A lot of that's working now, but it's just getting rid of some of the bugs. Like some of the bugs had to do with like auto targeting and being able to select things. Like when you're like the big ones are like if you're swinging off the axe and you're in the air, and then you wanted to target and grapple onto another enemy while you're in the air. So there's just like little things like that that just kind of threw a little bit of an issue when it came to the targeting process, but getting a lot of that sorted out. And once all that's done, we'll be able to dive right in and show you guys my world that I'm building. Okay. Let's get that butt flap going. We don't have to worry about the full thing here because this is his seat, and that's going to block some of it. So I'm actually just going to animate around it. His butt is touching the seat, which is kind of gross, but whatever. There we go. And we'll work around that actually once we get the seat more finished. Okay. Coloring that in is where we're going to finish that part. Alright, on to the next frame. Now, if we look at this previous one, we'll see a little bit of an issue just with the way, although it's a big jump, so maybe I'm right. I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm right on that actually. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Forearm, boom, bicep, tricep into elbow, your shoulders connected to the clavicle, clavicles connected to the breastbone. All right. He has a neck down to here. And we have the bones of your back maybe because he's really skinny and creepy. And creepy creatures can show you their back muscles, or back bones, I mean. Like we did before, we're just going to come back here, copy this foot, maybe even up to the knee. Makes our life a lot easier. Copy it. I'll have to draw it. Control Shift Paste, paste in place. Then we just move it where it needs to go. And that's where it was before. And you're just basically going up, so I'm going to leave it like that. Erase this. Boom. Yeah, I'll do like a little rotation on it actually, because you're being pulled up and he's like digging his heels. It's really stretching because of the weight and the force pushing him upwards. So if you were able to like really look, see his forearm, see how short it is, and then
But
to stretch. And we do that so you can feel weight. It drags across. Due to like sudden forces upwards. I feel like doing the clean line work it's not as fun probably to watch. Can't imagine. Maybe. What do you think? You like it? Or do you think we'd rather animate other things fresh? I feel like we had a lot of fun coming up with the concepts of the animation and the movement. And like really thinking through those things, you know? I feel like I made his jaw weird here. That's better. Go through and fix these. Okay. Or you could do that Photoshop or Flash. That's cool. Let's just do that. Let's just erase the whole face on me. Yeah, that chin looks way better. Might be getting a little thick on the chin. Whoop. Oh. Okay. All right. I like that. I like it a lot. All right. So his hand's going to be coming back just a little bit. As he's kind of pulling it up to counter the pull of it being pulled down. We're going to draw his shoulders in. You know, I really don't understand why it's going so thick, because it's literally like on the second to lowest setting and it's still doing it really thick for some reason. And I do not know why. I think I just have to re-download my driver for the Wacom tablet, because remember how at the beginning of the stream, if you were here, I had unplugged my wire for the Wacom tablet. And then Oh god, it wouldn't even work. I had to like restart the stream because I had to restart my computer. Real thick. Now I got Sir Mix-a-Lot stuck in my head. It's great. A lot of stretch happening, man. It's crazy how much you can get away with when it comes to this squash and stretch. But it sells the movement. Ugly freaking hand, man. Get this going. There we go. That's a little bit better. Erase. There we go. It's got thin wrists. That's what we need. We need thin wrists, not thick wrists. Ugly shoulder. Let's fix that. It's kind of coming around, tucking in, tucks around. Tricep, really small there. I feel like this is odd looking. It's an odd frame. He's like really compressed in certain spots. Really compressed as he's getting pushed up by the rat. Sweet, thanks for the share, bruh. Appreciate it. I hate that we're stuck with the default little zombie running, but we'll get this all figured out. I had changed it to some custom animations of Enoch, but they're not working with me now. So we're just having all sorts of issues today. But that's okay. We'll eventually get all this figured out. And we'll look back and we'll laugh. We'll laugh together because you guys got to be here first. You got to be here back You know, when it was just getting started with the streams, and you can see and laugh and say, wow, he was terrible back then. Like, did you see how horrible that stream was? Now look at it. There's pyrotechnics. This thing is sick. Alright, come on. I cannot. Oh, I turned it. That's why. If you turn your tablet, it throws you off pretty bad because you can't get the proper hand-eye coordination going. That kind of tucks him behind there. His chest follows his shoulder. This kind of bunches up because his arm's forward. I think my house is haunted. I'm hearing weird noises and my neighbors aren't home. It's okay, we're just going to keep moving with it. We're not going to worry about the ghost sounds that are really loud of the house settling or something. Right. Let's move in on the ugly hand. Oh man, okay. A little bit of progress here. We got the down, calf, knee, quad, ribs, ab, squish. That's the scientific terminology for that area, just so you know. If you didn't know that, now you know. Scientific terminology for that area is called the squish. Most people don't know that. All right. This is the butt flap region. We're just going to put a little thing there. That'll be good. That'll be good for it. Let's check out this previous frame. So he's kind of bunching up a little bit. Alright, let me make sure that this leg is not as far out as it is there. Never finished his feet over here. I just gave him 2 toes, mostly because I was lazy. I don't feel like drawing 5 toes. He's got 5 fingers. We talked about that before. I was like, I did it intentionally, like thinking also like the fact that he's not anatomically normal. Because these are creatures of the darkness. So if they're creatures of the darkness, they just a little bit demented, you know? You might have two weird toes instead of 5 toes. But I think it's a good excuse. So I don't have to draw 5 toes. It's all about making our lives a little easier if we can. Why not? Okay. Skip the feet here too, but I can just copy this one luckily. Because Nice holding his foot. Ooh, got a fruit fly in the house. All right. The cleanup is underway. And again, now that we got this angle. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Alright, let's try this again. Copy. Base. There it goes. Alright. Move it down a little bit. But as you can tell, we got a little bit weird with our sizes here. Our sizes are a little off. But luckily, you can fix everything can be fixed. Alright, let's change this just this way a little bit. Nice cankles. Well, it's the angle. You can't see where the calf kind of comes up here from this angle because his feet are kind of pointed forward. You see? Let me explain to you. Side view. Knee. Side view. Front view. This is really bad. Toes. Up. Knee. Should you say angle of the dangle? So, but if you're at that like weird slightly quarter turn, you're going to get this, but you're not going to have as much of this. So you end up getting cankle. Cankle vision. Anyways. Angle of the dangle. This is the part that's like, oof. Just pushing through the line work, man. It's such a... It's like doing your homework. It's like a feeling of just like, I want to move on. Or, hey, I'm done drawing this. I don't want to. It's totally the feeling. Because you're just like, I've already drawn it like, what, 2-3 times already. So it's just like, ugh. But now you're just kind of going through and you just got to love the process. And make sure all your lines are good. But I don't know if his hand would be like that. Let's just take a look. He's coming up. Arm. Yeah, I think he should still have this slightly downward angle that he doesn't have here. Let's make sure he keeps that. Get out of here. I'm not freestyling shit. My freestyle is garbage, son. I can't freestyle anything. I freestyle drawing. Ooh. The hand's doing a little weird thing. So that's why it's back down. Too much stretch. That's what's happening. We'll just do this. Let's see some freestyle. What do you mean, like freehanding? Like just drawing? Let me finish getting this line work done at least. I don't like starting something and then not finishing it. I do think I'm going to leave the line cleanup work out of future animation because, like, so, I mean, it's cool to see this part though because obviously it doesn't go in the game as rough as it was. Boom. This could probably come up just a hair. There's still a weird, comes up, over, up, and then back up. This is a weird frame because of where it's, this is down and then it's just like a weird, just a weird frame. Okay. Let me just do this actually, because this has to be blended between this one and this one. And then we can shrink this one down a little bit because the idea is that it's actually coming closer to the camera, so it looks don't like that. Bump. This frame is really screwing it up here. This needs to be more between those two. Alright, let's fix it. Turn on onion skinning. Boom, boom. Okay. Yeah, we see it now. Now we see the problem. So it should be like here because the previous is here and then it goes boom and then into this one. It was giving it like a kickback. There we go. I don't know if you could see the problem before, but see the hand is moving in a circular pattern or motion because everything works in arcs. So, you know, you just gotta make sure you're following your arcs. All right. It's like a slightly different angle, so I gotta redraw it. Zoom in just a hair. I always say just a hair. Just a hair. Yet I have no hair. I'm bald. I'm a bald man. But I've got a beard and a cap. So what I'm thinking I'll do is I won't torture you all with all the line cleanup. I'll finish this guy. I'll torture you just enough, you know what I mean? But what I'll do is hopefully by next stream I'll go ahead and I'll clean them up a little bit more on my own. And then I can show you the final product. So you don't have to sit through and do this. Because like even Disney, like what they would do is the main artists would actually, the main animators would actually animate and do all the hard part, which is like really coming up with the movement. Then they would send it off. And then what I'm doing right now, they would have people do this. Like this would be like somebody else cleaning it up. You know, they would just be doing the line work. And they weren't to go too far off of what was already done. You know, while I definitely do a lot more in this stage, they really get sketchy with theirs to establish all the stuff first, you know, whereas I'm kind of coming through. Turned off. Uh-oh, drink up. Didn't even beep at me this time. I just happened to look over and it was off. Hopefully it wasn't off long. At least the mainstream's going. You guys don't need to see my face all the time. I mean, unless you're here for that, then thanks. Alright. Probably like that. It's just a very drawn out process. Cool. Almost there. We're almost there. Appreciate y'all bearing with me though. This is a grind, this part. There's so many details that you kind of got to work through and find. In fact, I think I'm going to bring his hand up here on this frame. Let me draw it down here first. Alright. Everything else is kind of coming down. This is going to be a lot of foreshortening here. It's just so much. You know what? That's probably too high, honestly. Let me bring it down just a hair. Again, there's that word. Just a hair. Just a little bit. Roll it down and drop just a little bit. Bet you didn't think you were going to hear a little 50 today. A little 50 cent. This is an ugly frame, but honestly, it's a quick frame. I think it might just be a single frame. I might end up making it only a single because it's so quick. Because it's got to go from here all the way down to here. And it's kind of like a tween. I think I'm going to make his legs straight down like this. I'm actually going to copy these legs. Because if you think about it, when he's dropping down that quick, he will be having his legs, his feet will be like with it. Because they're in the saddle. Alright, now we'll just Let's get these feet where they need to be. Okay, and we're just gonna stretch him. Oop, maybe not that much. You know what? I'll stretch him afterwards, and we'll go from there. Because let's put his ear in front, his shoulder in front of his ear. It's going to be really skinny on this part. So you almost don't even see that frame. That weird stretch, you almost don't even notice it. But you feel that, especially if you're watching his feet. You feel it. It's just such a big jump. Settle. All right, let's go ahead and jump to this next frame, because that other frame isn't nearly as important as the settling and then recovering. So here's recover, fall, settle, recover. And what we'll actually do is we can, because I'm pretty sure I just copied this frame the last time, is I'll go back here. I just want to copy the body. I just want to, and then we can tweak the body. So making our lives a little bit easier, yet again. Copy it. Go back here, or paste in place, but it's not where his body's going to be. His body would be like here. See, like, look how, like, oh, he's so stretched. So we can really try to adjust this. I think I can bring him up a little bit, like this. Tilt it a hair. I said it again. It's like you start catching yourself saying things you say that you don't realize you say that much. All right, we're gonna rotate. Thanks for the like. I have a feeling Matt was like, hey, like, you pop up on the screen. I can bring all this a little bit forward. All right. And then settle. Maybe. That's funny. Exactly what I knew that. I knew it when I saw it. I was like, oh my god, I can picture that happening. It's fun. I can't wait till I actually have like a real animation up there that I put up there, not the zombie one. I had fixed it. I don't know. I'm learning. We'll figure it out. I also need to sit down and do this when I'm not streaming, and that way it's all. I was worried because I had like an hour, and I was like, oh, let me throw this in now because I have all these different like apps I can put on here. There we go. Look at him ride. Let's ride. And we're missing a chunk of arm here. Okay. So this is pretty easy though. It's a tween, so we're just gonna basically be like between this one and this one. So we have the forearm, and the bicep is kind of like here. Forearm, elbow, tricep, shoulder. Really ugly, but the idea is there. And we can turn off this, not the skulls, saddle, go. And before I had done, let me go ahead and save it before I forget. I need to start setting myself a timer. What? Took a smoke break. Or it's smoking. Smoking. Alright, cool. Now I'm going to redraw that spearhead. That's what I thought. That's what I thought you meant. Alright. Whoa. Come on. Alright. Work smart, not hard. It's growing. Well, I'm getting used to these emoticons here. They're a little bit different on my screen. Remember when you posted the giraffe and I was like, is that a bumblebee? And you're like, dude, it's a giraffe. This thing that just looked gnarly. He used it as an opportunity to make it even worse. Okay, something probably will give you tetanus. Cool. Good for now. And I drew it the wrong way, so I'm just going to do this. Minus 23.9. That didn't work. Maybe it's this one. Is it X? No, it's this position. There is a window for the transform. That's what I was looking for. There we go. Those are broken. Cool. Minus 100. Flips it. Cool. And we are just going to... Hey, thanks. Appreciate the share, man. How you been, Joe? again. Pivot. The weight. See how the arrowhead just kind of, spearhead kind of points down a little bit. It gets more and more because it's dragging. And but he came forward a little bit here, so I can actually shift this up just a hair. He's come forward a little bit, so now he's falling, but it's not that much yet. It's a lot more right here though, so I probably could have dragged this a little bit more than I have with the arm. We'll see how it looks. If not, the arm could be like right here, and that would be more accurate. We're just gonna take this frame, we'll paste it right there, and now he's got a spear. And it's not too bad actually, because you don't really see that frame. Yep, and now I feel like you can just picture him throwing it, right? Like spinning it around. I'll have like a little animation where he's getting ready to throw it, telling the player that like, hey, you're about to get a spear chucked at you, so you can try to evade it. Because right now it's in front, he's holding it this way. It's not really ready to be thrown, so we'd have to do like a little spin maneuver. So I can do like a cool little animation of him readying up, spinning it, and then chucking it. And who knows, maybe on the other side of the rat there could be a satchel, like a little quiver with like a spear quiver or something that you can grab a bunch of spears out of. I don't know. It's an idea. Maybe they'll be dripping a green goo off them, like there's a toxin or something on them, or I don't know. But we can do a lot of cool things with it. That's where that's at, which is cool. I'm happy with it. I'm going to actually turn off the color of the rat, because it's not accurate. We'll move the second light table I made. Where is that? It's a light table. It didn't take, I forgot. Okay. To move the rat back up then. Saddle. We're getting there. I'm going to redo the flag because I'm not really a fan of how that came out. Because the more I look at it, the more it just looks like it doesn't look like it's really, it would be moving backwards, like constantly. It wouldn't be doing what it's doing right now. It's reacting to the movement of the rat too much. It's not acting like it's blowing in the wind behind the rat. So We're going to get that fixed. Where's the skulls, actually? Got our skulls. What's the skull reference? These are the skull on chain weapon thing. I forgot what it's called. A belong. What is it called again? Dad, are you watching? You know what it's called. Like the 3 rocks on a chain or 3 rocks on a rope. Boo. I can't remember what it's called. Alright, let's see if we can have a pretty simple coloring. Bola. There it is. Thanks, dude. No. No. Okay. Alright. My color is weird. Oh, here we go. This isn't right. Here we go. It's like a weird sound. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It almost sounds like wind, like pressure, but it also sounds like an alarm. Let's go with like a gray brown color for the rat. Oops. Okay. Let's hide everything else for right now. Except for this, even the skulls. Okay. We'll make it so they can close small gaps. Nope, that didn't work. Let's go large gaps. Nope, that didn't work either. Oh, I'm not on the right layer, that's why. There we go. Okay. I'm going to turn off these previous layers. It's too dark. Let's go a little lighter. Can add shadow later. Not terrible. Couple different ways to color these in. You do either use the paint bucket tool in this, which is a little bit different. If like you don't have everything closed in as far as the lines on the outside, it doesn't really work very well. I wish I just had. I wish I had this like right here. Your wish is my command. That kind of really shrinks things up, doesn't it? Let's do this. Gonna put it down here. There we go. There we go. Okay. I just don't have to keep clicking that every time. I want to make my colors. Okay. I try to reuse as many colors as I can. Limit. I don't try to do like a ton of colors. So when I go through later, like when I do polish, I will go through all these animations and I'm going to like see these, like all these little things I can clean up later. But right now they are not priority. I can also set this up so paint's behind. So paint behind is really nice because then I can just scribble over it and it'll paint behind those lines. So it's really nice for like certain areas. Like there it wasn't closed up, so it wouldn't paint it, but then if I use the paint tool now it works. And I can just paint this normal to go back to this. Go back to not entirely sure if I want the nose to be pink or not. I think that makes it too cutesy, I guess I would say. If I had a pink nose. We need to go with a nice ratty black nose or something, maybe, or like a dark pink. This black look. A little bit above black. I like that better. And I think we'll change the gums just to be a little bit darker. Splinter. Yes. We are the turtles. I found you. Young and not in smart. Through training, you grew. Oh man, that makes me want to watch some Ninja Turtles right now. The old OG Ninja Turtles. 90s, baby. Or even late 80s. Now I think you can start to see, you're like, oh, there he is, you know? I feel like up until it gets to this point, this is when it's like fully realized, you know? You start to see where I was going. And sometimes I start to see where I was going. It's not always exactly clear. Alright, well, these little spots that are annoying as hell that I just can't seem to paint, that's where you do this. Paint behind, and it saves your life. Cool. Maybe I do these colors with a little bit more grade for the feet. Darker maybe. Feels like it's a little bit pink for the feet. Let the ears be in that color though. And just to show you, this is how I actually do color, or for highlights and low, I'll just do this. This is how I process. I gotta animate this part though, which is really kind of a tougher thing, but we'll just do it right now just to show you. I'm not gonna animate the whole thing, but I'm gonna show you how I do lighting on it. So I draw this little line above, and the color it is right here is gonna be considered the highlight. And so what I'll do is I'll just select it, and then I'll go darker. And sometimes I'll go a little cooler too on the color. And then I'll just color the part that I didn't highlight. It's like a little trick. And around the eyes, I'll even go, I might even do this and make it even darker, almost black, because it really accentuates the eyes. And then you just go like this, because I use the pen tool, which is separate. So I could scribble all over and you're like, oh no, you ruined it. Well, I can just double tap this and it highlights all of it, then erase it. And so, you know, I can go through and readjust. Like, I'm like, it probably looks a little bit, some of it looks wrong. So I just do this, clean up a little bit of it, and then back down, and, you know. And then I can just color back in again. The areas I wanted to clean up. I feel like maybe I could probably do a little bit more here. Or if I feel like the whole thing should be this dark underneath. I think that's too dark. That's my trick for coloring it in. All right, now I just got to do this for every frame. You guys starting to see what animation's about? Oh, that one was actually really nice. That actually went really well. Let's just see if we can get all this colored in. What I'll actually normally do is I won't do that one frame by frame, but sometimes I'll get that first one done, and then I'll do the draw behind, and I can fix any areas that aren't connected with the draw behind, and then I'll just go through and just go boop, and see, that didn't work. Sometimes if you open it up a little bit, there's different levels of what it allows, because right here, this is basically closes large gaps, medium gaps, small gaps. I probably could have went with medium, and it would have filled in most of it, but see, it kind of figures itself out. There's like two ways of doing this. I could do it this way, or I could make a whole nother layer color behind. I don't know. I'd rather just try to fill it if I can. See, sometimes you get lucky. And then I'll just go back through and fill up all those little spots that I couldn't get before. But I'll do that with the marker or the paint behind tool. Hopefully this works. Yeah. Sometimes you get, oh. There we go. I'll just do one color, go through it. Already got this one, so we can just go like this. Okay, wait, wrong frame. Wait, what? Okay. Copy it. Paste it. Now we can start really seeing that. Oh no. Camera went off again. Drink up. Now I can really start seeing that movement though. Cool. So now we're going to go through and we're going to do this color. Hopefully I could just, and you know, we haven't saved in a while. You could hit Control S, but I don't know why. I just feel more secure when I press the file save. Instead of, if I hit Control S, I feel like I'm like, did it save? It's kind of like when you do a crosswalk and you push the little button. You're like, did it work that time? You see somebody else push it, and then you come over and you're like, I'm gonna push it again. I'm gonna push it again. Where is this not connected? Right here. Okay, filled those gaps, I think. Nope. All right, let's do this. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Now, if you remember, the ears were actually a little bit brighter on the last one, so I think we're going to go back to that. But for now, it works. Going to lurk while on PS4. That works out for a bit. Hey man, we'll have to squad up at some point. I don't know if you played Spellbreaker or Spellbreak or anything like that. I've been trying to play that a little bit, so I think you might be into it though. Sad I got away from playing Warframe. Man, I really liked that game. It was such a grind, but it was fun. Back leg is brown. Thanks, Dad. I know. Right here. I'll get it. There you go. Looks like he crawled out of my tub the other day. Just kidding. God, what a nightmare that's been. Oh, plumbing nightmares are never fun. They're always stressful. Just happy to have a tub again. Tell you what, stream days I always eat so late. Like I ate breakfast today, but then like all of a sudden it's almost 6 o'clock and I'm like, I've got stuff to do. And I was too bit like I've been so busy with this programming, like programming the chain physics. I was doing that all day. I was like, oh no, I forgot to eat. Gotta eat lunch. Never ate lunch. So I am gonna have dinner tonight, and I am so excited. I don't even know what I'm gonna have. Still gotta figure that out. Oh, they're marching upstairs. You left, left, right, left. Ooh. It's the Pink Panther. Oh. Alright. What are your feet, sir? Oh. Like my sound effects? Hope you do. But I won't back down. Alright. We got some clouds. Alright. Dang it, Bobby. I swear to God. I swear, Bobby. Alright, come on, rat. We got through this. Let's get through it. Alright. Oh, and you back up. Look at that movement. It's a little victory dance. Almost there. We'll get this rat colored here and probably call it after that. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do the skulls too so you can see the skulls bouncing around. That's a good feeling. Get these eyes done. See, I would say normally I'd probably be done with this by now, but I think the fact that it's like technically 3 different creatures all happening, like that bouncing of the skull is like a whole nother creature in itself, almost, as far as movement is concerned. Just a lot of pieces. Alright, I got the eyes done. Let's correct this ear color. And we'll get the nose. It's a nose job. And there we go. That's pretty good for right now. I'm not gonna do the teeth are gonna take too long to just color all those. I'll get it done, but for right now, I think it's good to just show that. And then we'll do the skulls real quick. Alright, where are you, skulls? Where are you, you numbskulls? Is it this? Nope. Oh, it's gonna look so good when it's finished. Save it again. Alright. For this one, I will actually not use the paint tool. I'm actually going to use the brush, turn off that, and just really come in here. That's the rat. That's the skull. Should name it Skulls. So it would have been easier for me to find. Alright. And we just do paint behind. And we get a good color, which is like a yellowy white color is what we're looking for. You make a yellowy, that'll work. Oh, they got it's game day upstairs apparently. Time to run around. Oh yeah, this is gonna look good. Of course it'll have to get a little bit of shading, but for right now, can you walk a little harder upstairs, please? And thank you. I just love it. I just love it when they stomp. It's like my favorite thing. It's like, please, just walk on your heels. That's my favorite thing as your downstairs neighbor. You get to see everything. The art, the struggle with the terrible neighbors that flush diaper wipes down the drain, causing your plumbing to back up so that everyone's excrement falls into your tub. I've had a great last week due to that. And you know what? They haven't been home. Probably because they couldn't flush their toilet. So no one's been able to tell them not to do that. I haven't seen an email yet either. We'll see. I'll probably go up there. Just tell them, hey, stop flushing the tampons and the diaper wipes down the freaking toilet, okay? You're causing real problems for everybody. No one likes that. Cut it out. Something along those lines. I'll make sure to put my Karen wig on. I have to say, today was an interesting stream so far. I'm going to write down all my issues that I had today, and I'm going to actually go through and make sure none of them happen again, because this was wild. It's pretty wild. Although you can't help that Flash wants to close on you every once in a while, being that it's an old program. You know, running on Windows 10. It's going to have some issues probably. And Adobe would love me to get their new software. But sorry, I already paid a lot for this one. Got some estrogen happening. I love this paint behind tool. It's literally just like saved my life. Because I hate coloring inside the lines. I can just color behind the lines. Ha. Really see it. Alright, now let's work on coloring the saddle. I'm thinking like a slightly like a reddish orange leather for the seat. Nope. Saddle. We block all of them. Unlock this one. All right. I always like to take the first one and just kind of, oh, go back on, take a drink. If you'd like, you don't have to partake in my game, but you can if you'd like. Trying to think what color, like a dark metal maybe. Let's try paint behind. This comes up. This is actually going to come up like this. And just behind that. Tell you what, man. I am going to go get myself some beers after this. It's been a little bit stressful stream. Appreciate you guys all bearing with me. It just seemed like everything was going to hell there in the beginning. My God. Had my tablet not work, had to restart. But you know what? It's all part of the process. We're learning. I didn't wait till I had all my ducks in a row when I started doing this at all. Like starting to stream, like I just was like, cannonball. Like if you're gonna do something, you know, do it. You know. Sometimes you just gotta jump in and figure it out later, which I will be doing this week. Alright, I'm thinking like a purpley color for underneath. I don't know why like a purple sounds like a good idea. Like a grade purple. Let's see if that works. Might not. We'll see. For this like little blanket thing that's like underneath. Metal too dark. Maybe we try something a little lighter. Is that too light? Eesh. I think maybe for the highlights, maybe. I think we can go a little bit brighter than this. We'll just take this and just go there. And then when I go through the highlighting later, I can like, oh, I'm paint behind, paint normal. And I can just like give that a little bit of highlight. That's really rough though. Cool. Let's color each of the first frames and just see how it all looks together. We'll actually color our little goblin, our little troll creature, little tracker troll. And he was like this like kind of greenish color. Make sure I lock all of them except for his layer. Why is he not above the saddle? There we go. That's an issue, but we can just do this. Ooh, what? How did that happen? I somehow must have colored this. Didn't realize. Let's just copy this one. Actually, we have this frame already. Good thing we have this frame. Copy that. Paste it. That fixes that error. Lock it. Unlock it. Go in here and we'll erase. Again. Right here. 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 And then we just erase the whole thing. We can just do this. Just erasing where the hand is, so it looks like he's holding it. That's good. Oops. Drew it on the wrong layer. Just realized. Cool. Fixed it. some of the processes I go through for the shading. And I'm only going to do it on this first frame. I'm not going to go through each frame right now and do it because it's just a lot to do right now. And trying to make the light coming in front of him. I just feel like the light would be coming down and like kind of coming here a little bit, but I think I can put a little bit of some of these shapes can be shadow. Anyways, when it's moving, that's kind of how I do the shadow for it. But yeah, this is kind of what you deal with when you're doing this kind of stuff. I mean, I'm just basically slowly go through everything. And the hard part, the hard part about all this is like animating the shadow. Like for the most part, you kind of can you can kind of eyeball it, you know. That contrast really sells where like the eye pocket is. A lot of it's like, how does it look over here, you know? And so like what's getting picked up by the light. Cool. $10:05. We are just about at our stopping point. And I think I will be finishing up all this other stuff. I'm going to do it off stream, actually. And then when we start the next stream, I'll be able to show you guys the process. And maybe I'll do a little... I'll probably time-lapse it. So... Oh, camera. Take a drink. So basically, I'm going to time-lapse this. I'll go ahead and when I finish it, I'll record the whole thing. And I'll post it up on the YouTube. And also post it on Facebook. So if you want to continue following this adventure, feel free to follow the Facebook page or subscribe to the YouTube channel any way you want. Also, you can find it on Archaic Logic's website. So if you go to archaiclogic.com /Archaic Legion, you can join our newsletter. Or if you just scroll to the bottom of any of the pages, you can join the newsletter there. And we're going to be sending out special videos you're not gonna be able to see anywhere else, as well as you have opportunity for different types of merch and discounts, and as well as some opportunities for like beta testing and things like that. So if you want to get inside of the game and play, that's what we're gonna have. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna stop right here tonight, and I'll post that time lapse coming up soon. So hopefully within the next few days we'll have this up, and you'll be able to see what everything's finished before the next stream. So thank you for hanging out with me tonight and enjoying some time together, a couple laughs, bearing with me as we go through our growing pains of this stream and everything like that. So